If you took all of my trading money away tomorrow, every single dollar of it, and you sat me down and you said, hey, you have one goal, one single goal to make $100,000 per year. I wouldn't stress about it. I wouldn't scramble. I wouldn't open X. I wouldn't see what's trending. I would do this very clear, one simple thing. And it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not day trading. It's not scalping. It's not chasing hype. It's not reading the news. It's not sitting at my screen for 8 hours a day, hoping and praying on every single candle that it goes up or down in the direction that I need it to go. There is a much simpler, much cleaner path forward, much less stressful path forward. One thing that doesn't require you to be the smartest person in the room, doesn't require you to be glued to your phone 24/7. It requires two things: the right setup and the patience to let it work. I'm going to show you the exact trading strategy in a trade that I have just made. When to enter, when to exit, when to jump into a trade, when to stay back and don't jump into a trade. I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I was in your shoes, if I wanted to make $100,000 per year trading. So let's jump over to my chart here, and we're going to look at the example, the specific example of Moderna. This was a very interesting trade, and some of you may have heard of Moderna, some of you may have not. That doesn't matter. All of this is about the right setup and patience and executing the trade. So let's go over a couple of things on the screen before we get into exactly why I made this trade. If we just get rid of these whiskers here and start talking, what's on this screen exactly? Well, you have a couple of things. You have your trend down here at the bottom. This dictates everything. The trend is your friend. Remember what trading is. It's a game of probabilities. And if your idea is to make money consistently over time, you do have to realize there are going to be days when you lose. And that's just kind of how it goes when you're playing this game. With that being said, if you can trust the trend, if you can put this saying in your head and keep it there, the trend is your friend. If you can trust the trend over 100 trades, every single time trusting that trend, you are going to do very well. When you start saying, oh, the price is going against me, and I'll show you in this example when a lot of people would have exited this trade and not capitalized on the entire percentage gain, that is where people say trading doesn't work. It's because they're chasing price action. They're not following trends. So down here is our trend. We'll talk about our trend in more detail. Then you have volume. Volume is the number of shares that are traded per day. Anytime you go on Yahoo Finance, you look at the news, you look on your Apple, or you look on your iPhone in the stocks thing, it says volume and average volume. You have the volume, which in this case right now is 956,333 trades that have been made today. And the average volume is right here, 8.29 million trades per day on average over the last 30 days on Moderna. That's what this is down here. And you can see this average volume line. This is that 8.29 million. And you can see where we are in relation to that on a daily basis. Volume is what drives everything in the stock market. I like to draw this example. If you have this big steep hill here, and you have this boulder that you need to push to the top of this hill, is it easier if you are just one person here trying to push this boulder up this hill? Or is it easier if you have 100 of your friends here trying to push this boulder up this hill? Of course, the answer is 100 of your friends to push it. It's the same thing with volume. When you want a stock price to go up like this, you need to have a lot of volume on your side. It's like when you're trying to go up a hill in California in your car. Do you want to be on empty, or do you want to have a full tank of gas? Of course, you want to have a full tank of gas. It's going to propel you to the top of that hill faster and with more confidence. Same thing with volume. If you look here, average volume, 8.29 million. Over average volume, what happened to the stock price? It jumped up. Here, over 8.29 million for multiple days in a row, what happened to the stock price? It ran up. That's the power of volume. When you start getting a lot of selling volume coming in, it doesn't necessarily need to be more than that 8.29 million in this example, but it doesn't need to be more than average. But when you get a lot of selling volume, what happens to stock prices? They come down. When you get majority selling volume in here, what happens to stock prices? They come down. Or you stop getting a lot of buyers, what's going to happen? People are taking profits, stock price is going to fall down. So if you can balance following the trend, understanding I'm following trend, I'm not following stock price. And if you can follow volume, where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? How many buyers? How many sellers? Just those two things alone, you're going to do very well in trading. Now let's get into the specific example of Moderna and how this trade was executed. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to a line chart, and I'm going to see that you notice here, this stock price just kind of ran straight up. There were none of these pullbacks. Notice in here, there were kind of some of these pullbacks. These pullback lines are when the stock price actually starts to fall down. And then after that, what happened? It just ran straight up again. Both of these are called flagpole patterns. And typically, when you see a flagpole pattern, what goes up must come down. I actually have a flagpole watch list here that I'll pull up real quick. And if you look at the SMCI, ran straight up. This is when the chip stuff was happening in May. Ran straight up, came straight down. I'm just going to kind of cherry pick a few. Ford ran straight up, came straight down. I actually just started flipping through. Ran straight up, came straight down. All of these. This is what happens. IBM, straight up, straight down. Look at this one again. Straight up, straight down. This is what happens with flagpole patterns. Stocks cannot just go straight up. And this is a very common misconception when it comes to trading. Anything that goes straight up doesn't have support when it comes back down. And that is why I was able to capitalize on Moderna. Because what I would like to see is when a stock goes up, the stock price climbs a little bit and then it pulls back. And it climbs a little bit and it pulls back. And it climbs a little bit and it pulls back. Because what are these pullbacks? These pullbacks, let me change the color here. These pullbacks are levels of support. So next time, let's just say that this stock price went up like this and it pulled back here. And then it went here. And let's say instead of falling to right here, it ended up falling down to here. It would stop 9 times out of 10 at this red line. And then it would continue climbing up. Why? Because it built in a level of support versus a flagpole that just goes straight up like this. If that stock price begins to fall, there's nothing to catch it. There's no red line in there that's going to catch it and say, oh, stop here, stop here, stop here. Nope. It's going to go straight down just like so. And just like straight up right like this, here's your flagpole, comes straight back down. That's why flagpoles are so important. That's why I was interested in this trade. So let's get into the specifics of entry. When do you enter a stock? Do you just enter it because the stock price is down? No, you enter it on what's called an engulfing candlestick. You'll notice all of these candles are just one day, but they're all a little bit different. Some of the candles look like this. Some of the candles look like this with these long wicks on the top. Some of the candles kind of look like that. It just means that there's not a lot of consensus on where the price should be. The candles that we like are engulfing candlesticks. They're full, thick-bodied candles that are taking out the price of the previous day. So in this example right here, this candle, it's full, it's thick-bodied. Yes, it has wicks. You're always going to have wicks. That means that the stock price went to a certain point and pulled back during that day. But it's lower, in this case because we're shorting, than this previous day. Full-bodied candle, good volume that came into the stock price. And more importantly, our trend was in the sweet spot. Something I didn't talk about when I came to the probabilities, the sweet spot. When we're looking at trend, we want to give ourselves the highest chance to make money. And I have found over my 20 plus years of trading that when you let your trend get in this area between 80% and 32%, this area right in here, this is called the sweet spot. It's where you have the highest chance to make money. It doesn't mean that you're going to make money every time, but you're giving yourself the best probability to make money. So I will never trade, or will never start a trade when I'm up in this overbought area, I'm in this oversold area, I don't know what's happening. I need my trend, my red and yellow line, to be in this sweet spot, in the sweet spot area, so I have the highest chance to make money. And all of these things lined up with Moderna. So I was in the sweet spot with red and yellow, had the highest chance to make money. Volume, selling volume was good coming off of all this buying volume. And I had an engulfing candlestick that took out the previous day. I am in the trade. Now, what did I think was going to happen with this trade? I personally thought that we were going to come down here and run into this purple line. The purple line is the 25-day moving average. And let me cover these lines. The yellow line is the 50-day moving average. The turquoise line is the 100-day moving average. And the white line is the 200-day moving average. They're exactly what they sound like. They're the average stock price over the last X number of days. So the 25-day moving average, the average price over the last 25 days is 65.66. 58.03 is the 50-day moving average, and so on and so forth. They play a role of support. So once the stock kind of hits that level of support, what's going to happen? Generally, it's going to stop and it's just going to kind of stay on top of the 25-day moving average, and then it'll go back up. That's where I thought I was going to be with this case. I thought I was going to sell at 65, 66, somewhere in that region after entering at 70, 75, 25, and move on. I got lucky, however. I got lucky because there was an engulfing candlestick that closed the day at the bottom of the candle. Closing the day at the bottom of the candle, being on top of a moving average is very advantageous. It's saying the stock price is going to keep going. And we kept going. We kept going. We actually broke through the 50 and then we hit the 100. This is what I expected at 25, but it hit the 100. And what did I notice? What else did I notice? Actually, let me go back. I told you earlier in the video, there would be places that novice traders may exit the trade. Okay. Entered at 75.25. Starts to move down. The next day, rebounded back up. You're instantly losing money, right? Right. People are going to freak out. They're going to say, oh, this trade is not going to work. Let's say that you gambled and stayed in it. Continued to come down. Okay. I made a lot of money. I got here to 67. Thank God. Everything's going great. Next day, stock price rebounded. Next day, stock price rebounded. Next day, stock price rebounded. The majority of traders, trust me on this, are going to exit in one of these 3 days because they're impatient. Trivia question. Why did I not exit? I did not exit because the trend never told me to exit. This is what I mean by trust the trend. The trend is your friend. Do not exit based on price action. Exit when the trend tells you to exit. If the red line here would have gone like so, if the red line would have gone like this and started moving in that direction, and the yellow line would have gone like this and started moving in that direction, yeah, I would have exited the trade. But that didn't happen. There was no reason to exit. These are called snapbacks. These are those formations. So instead of basically what this would have turned into was, if that didn't happen, it would have just been a flagpole straight down. And what happens when flagpoles happen and they just go straight down? Well, they go right back up. So let's pull up the line chart again and show you the difference. Here we have a pullback and a snapback and a pullback down and a snapback and a pullback down and a snapback. And what are these doing? Remember earlier in the video, these are creating those levels of resistance. So if the stock price did go up to this level, it would hit that bar and it would start to fall back down. It looks very different. The right side of this looks very different than the left side of this. This is a flagpole. This is how a short position should look, or a long position should look like that if we're going positive. This is why it is so important to understand what these candles mean, what these lines mean, and trust your trend. So we're still in this. Now, you're probably asking, okay, cool. You went from 75.25, you went down to the 100-day moving average, 54.69. Hell of a trade. Good job. Are you still in it? Did you exit? Why did you exit? So on and so forth. I'm going to explain to you exactly why I exited. And I exited this trade yesterday. I exited this trade for a couple of reasons. Number one, we hit the 100. And then the subsequent day, we kind of rebounded. And I was like, okay, well, we've gone through the 25. We've gone through the 50. Why not go through the 100? Let's give it a shot. The following day, you see it kind of broke through 100 with that wick, but then it pulled back and it closed here. I ended up exiting somewhere around here. It was around 55.28, 55.29. Now, the reason I exited was two things. Number one, we have earnings coming up. Earnings are on Friday. I do not sit in trades when earnings are happening. Earnings are a total crapshoot. Look at this, for example. Let's go and see. Okay. Earnings report. They crushed back here in November 2025. What happened to the stock price? The stock price went up 3%. Okay. Let's go over here. They crushed. This was February 13th of 2020. What year was this? 26. Or was it February? Yep, 26. Look at the stock price, down 3.5%. If I would have told you that they would have come in and beat on top and bottom line by 17% and 6.75% respectively, you would have said the stock price goes up, right? Well, look what happened. Stock price came down. Over here, what happened? Crushed 23% and beat on revenue by 64% against estimates. What happened to the stock price? Down 1.24%. Earnings are a crapshoot. Therefore, you do not sit in earnings. You could have the best earnings in the world. Stock price can fall down. You could have the worst earnings in the world. Stock price will go up. I do not sit in a trade during earnings. So I knew that earnings was coming up. Second thing, I knew that we were hitting this 100-day moving average, this resistance point. It proved that it has not been able to get through it. Could it? Yeah, it might. That'll be fine if it does. But we realized we're getting here. It's probably not going to break through. The third thing, if I look at my trend, I'm through the sweet spot, right? I'm in the oversold area. And then what's starting to happen? I'm starting to get this turn up in stochastic, meaning the trade is probably over. I'm starting to get buyers coming in. I had 2 straight days of buying volume coming in versus 3 straight days previously of selling volume that was coming into the stock. For these reasons, especially the earnings and the 100-day moving average, I exited the trade. These are 3 simple identifiers that you can look at to keep money in your pocket. Now, I just threw a ton of stuff at you. I realize that. And you're never going to learn everything from one example, but everything that I talked about is in a checklist. I have a checklist in the link in the description below. Click it, download it. It's free. Print it, put it on your desk, put it on your iPad next to your computer, what have you. Having a checklist, being aware of, hey, am I running into a moving average? Is volume falling apart? Is my trend switching on me? Are earnings coming up? These are the types of things that you need to look for every single time you trade. It's been over 22 years that I've been doing this, and I still look at my checklist before I enter and exit any trade just to make sure I don't miss that one little detail. So please go download that checklist. Like I said, it's free. Now, with that being said, this is just one example. Again, we go live and trade in our Patreon community 4 times per week, minimum of 4 times per week. Sometimes we go live 5 times per week. But we go in there and you can ask any questions that you have based on these videos, based on the Trading 101 series that you're going to get, based on stock questions that you have. If you have a random question on RGTI about, hey, should I take profits on this? Should I enter this? What should I be looking for in this? Ask away. We go live 4 to 5 times per week in our Patreon community. It's a great place to ask questions live. And also for those of you that can't participate in them, watch them after the fact, then come into the Patreon app, text us. It's a 24/7, 365 live chat. You can ask any questions that you have from those live streams about the Trading 101 series. If you're looking for, I use the Patreon app and the community as a screener. That's how I find my stocks. It's a fantastic place to be. I challenge you. Join it for 2 months. What do you have to lose? Give it a shot. If you've been looking for a place to trade, if you've been looking for a system that makes sense, that's simple, that doesn't have too many indicators, try it out. Join the community. You are going to enjoy it. You're going to be a great trader if you dedicate yourself to the process. And with that being said, those spots are limited. We do not want to clutter up our community. We don't want to make it too many people. We want to give everybody the opportunity to not only have access to each other, but to have access to me and have access to Bailey. And I wanted to tell a quick story. We had a member, this was years ago when we first started the community. He came in hot. He came in so against me saying, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And I said, why don't you just give it a month, give it a shot, see what happens. He ended up day trading and making over 400% that year. It was an unbelievable thing. I've never seen anything like it. Now, is this a repeatable process? No. And I'm not saying that you're going to come in here and make 400%. I actually think that there would be a problem if a lot of people came in and just started making 400% because you'd probably lose 400% the next year. But he took to the day trading system and followed it to a T and became an excellent trader. We have so many people in our community that are now full-time traders because this is what they want to do. They quit their job and this is what they do is trade. It works if you dedicate yourself to the process. Now, the next thing I want you to do is go watch this full course that I put together. It's everything that you need to know about trading, from setting up your trading view charts to getting into the most nitty-gritty details about trading. Click this video right here, and I'll see you in the Patreon community.